Hello everybody, in this video we will be doing the laboratory exercise A3 introduction to Linux user. So let's go back to our workstation and open terminal to start working on the tasks. In the first task we need to add some user. We are using the user add command. So user add or add user pretty much doing the same thing. Before I start doing this, sudo su I will become root, and then user add. After that we need to specify the name of the user, for example John, Josh, doesn't matter. So let's say John. And now we did add the user. How we are gonna verify that? Take a look at to the etc passwd. As you can see, we created user John over here. Did I use user add? The only difference between user add and add user is Josh. This one is asking some specific questions to put them into the documentation. New password. Let me give it easy password. Full name is Josh. Nothing. You won't need it anyway. Alright, let's take a look at to the etc password again. etc passwd. So the Josh and John has been created. I think these commas is about to the guys the other information. Uh, let's double check this. Password, full name Josh 2, work phone 1112233, home phone 3332211, other ASDF, yes. Let's see what we have in etc passwd. Yes, these some unnecessary information has been written between the commas, but what do we need? This is the username. Um, this X probably defines the password. This is the user ID. This is group ID. And name, last name, home phone, work phone, and others. This is the home folder created, and this is the shell the user is going to use. Anyway, user and add user, we use both of them. The thing is that, did we create a password for John? Probably we didn't do it. So in order to do that, we use passwd John. Then now create a new password. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to, this is the second task, login as different user. How to login as a different user. So W or who am I? W shows the users has been logged in to the system. Who am I says what is the current user. So if I press Ctrl D to log out and say who am I, at this time it will say Kali. As you remember, I created some users like Josh. Now when I say who am I, it will say Josh. Or When you became John, then say who am I? Who am I? It will say John. Since we created John with the user add command, uh, it doesn't have a bash. I mean, it doesn't have a home folder. So let's log out and log out, becoming root sudo su to see cat etc passwd. So this home directory, John, Josh, Josh. Actually, the user has a home directory as well. Oh, there you go. This shell has been described as being sh, but the other users are able to log into the bean bash script, bean bash terminal, bean bash command line. Anyway, let's learn how to do the delete the users. This is the task tree. In order to delete any user, we will use userdel John. If you do not put rf, it will not erase the home directories. It already doesn't have a home directory, so that's not a problem for this user. So John, Josh, okay, and it doesn't find the mail address as well. Not a big problem. Let's erase Josh2 as well. Not like that, Josh2, like this. Let's see, do we have another user? No, we have Kali, and that's totally fine. With that way, we finished the task 3. Now let's work on the task 4. In this task, we are going to explore an important concept, which is permissions. Permissions are a very vital part to a Linux system administration and security. So LL might not be working for your system because it's an abbreviation of ls-l. So now in my print working directory, in root directory, there is no file or folder has been created. Make their directory A, and with the touch I'm going to create one file and one folder, which is A and B. Let me go up and do this again. Okay, when we made a long list with the LL or ls-l, we will see a long list. So this is the name of the file or the directory. This is the creation time. So in here, as I told you, this is the file or directory name, and this D represent this is a directory, this dash represent this is a file, and this first 3 permission belongs to the user owner or the user who created the file. The second 3 permission belongs to the group owner, which is stated over here, and the last 3 is the others. Everybody else will be able to have this permission. So let me tell you what these 3 read represent. R stands for read. Then, by the way, when you put a pound sign at the beginning of a command, it doesn't consider it as a command. It's considered as a comment. comment. Yeah, but not command. Okay. In W is going to be write, and X stands for execution, execute. So R stands for read. That means you can read the file or you can list the files. Write, you can modify the file or you can create an erase folder. Then X is execute, which is you can execute the command within a document, within a file. So the most dangerous permission is the X, because when you give this permission to a user or others, everybody can able to run this file as a command. Then this can harm your computer or the system. Anyway, now each three of this um, permission has its own unique number. For example, the read has number 4, then the write has number 2 for itself, and last, the execute has number 1 for it. So what does means, so in this case, read, write, and execute, the root user has all the permissions for itself. If it's only for, let me show you really quick. If you want to change the permissions for a user, change mode 400. So this means this number belongs to the user owner of the file A. So in this case, what will happen, the user only has the read permission. If I want to give it write permission, I'm going to change with 2. Now, as you see, read turns into the write. If I want to give execute permission, I will just give 1. So then now, when I say ll, it only shows X. Since the others got 0, they have no permission at all. The group owner, the group members, and the other users doesn't have anything. If you want to give more than 1 permission, let's say read and write. So what was the number for the read is 4, and for the write is 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Then you will simply change this number with 6. Then voila, we have read and write permission. If you want to execute, 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now you have read, write, and execute permissions. For the second user, let's get back to the original permission for this file. It has read and execution, not the right one. So for the read, I have 4. For the execute, I have 1. Totally, in order to get this permission for this file, then I will just simply type 5 for the second digit of this number. So 700, not 70, 50. Then now when I do ll, it shows r-x, read and execute. What was the other user's permission as well? That one is also read and execute. So simply we are going to add the last digit 755 and the ll command. So this is gonna have read, write, execute, read, execute, and read, execute. Simply we can change the permission of the file and folders just like that. Okay, another thing is the users. I'm going to use this again. And this is the owner of the file. This is the group owner of the file. So let's say I want to change the user owner file from root to student. I will type chown, then the new owner, which is student. I think it was student. Then the name of the file, which is a invalid user. So cat etc pass wd. Okay, it's not student, it's Kali. So when I'm writing this, change owner to Kali for the A, the file A. As you remember, this one was root, now it became Kali. And this is the group. So in order to change the group ownership, we will simply put a column over here and type Kali again. Then now we change the group ownership of the file. You might think how we can create a new group, because we learned how to create a user, but we never learned how to create a group. So group add and the new group name, for example, cyber security. Now, where do we need to verify this group ownership? etc passw doesn't have this. We need to go to the etc groups file. Groups. As you see, we have a group as a Kali. Whenever you create a new user, it will have its own group as well. But whenever you create a group, it doesn't have to have a user. Now, cybersecurity, we created this as a group. Then let's change the group ownership from Kali to the cybersecurity. To do this, change own Kali to cybersecurity. Simply type this. Now I have changed the group ownership from Kali to cybersecurity. This is how we use group add and group ownership, how to change the group ownership of file. When you need to remove a group, what you do, you need to use group del command, group del and cybersecurity. So then when we check etc group, so then it doesn't show me the cybersecurity group anymore. Alright, after we have done reviewing how to change the permissions, how to add users, I'm going to move on to task 5. In the Linux system, every user is placed into groups. These groupings are meant to make logical organization of the users in the system. This is done to separate users for segregation of tasks and permissions. Let's, for example, create 3 accounts. We will use user add for simplicity's sake, but remember to use add user as a rule of thumb. Type of the following to create 3 accounts: Bob, Billy, and James, and the chess club. Let's work on it. User add Bob. Press up key, remove last 3 thing and Billy. Then up again and create James. And lastly, we are going to create a group, add chess club. Okay. Now we are going to make some people we just created the member of the chess club. So how we do that? Sudo, I don't need sudo because I'm already a super user. User mode, this is going to change a user's permission -a -g chess club. Okay, it doesn't complete. I will do myself. Chess club is the club name and the number is Bob. Now what happened actually? Cat etc passwd. Let's look at guys etc groups. Group file. There you go. Now the chess club has a member of Bob. If you want to add Billy, just go to the previous commands using the up arrow key and say Billy. Now what happened? In addition to Bob, now we have Billy as a member of the chess club. So groups, Billy, it says chess club. Groups, Bob. This is another way to verify your user to find what group your user is belongs. You should observe that Billy and Bob were both added to the chess club group we created, but James wasn't. This will allow certain content to be created to allow Billy and Bob accounts to access the chess club and prevent the account James, who is not a member, from viewing the data. So group add to create a new group, user mode make change to a user account are just like our examples, and the groups views what group the user is a part of. I showed you how to change the permissions. Let's make the guys task 6 touch new file ll and new file is over there. Don't forget, if ll doesn't work for you, you should use ls-l. And now I'm going to set the permission chmod 722 to the new file. Then as you see, I change this read permission with the write permission and add an execute permission for the user, for the owner of the file. We can change this from 722 to 644 and take a look at that again. Now we reversed the permissions from write to read again. Okay, and that's it for this laboratory exercise A3. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to answer the questions in the module. Have a wonderful day.